Hey everybody, Phil here for WM Experts, and we're going to take a look at Opera Mobile 10 Beta, and we're going to do it here on the AT&T Tilt 2, because that's pretty much the phone that a lot of you will be running this on, if not the Pure or something else. One of the more modern phones that you can actually get your hands on. So you launch it up, and you've got this 3x3 kind of grid of quick little bookmarks. That's nice to have, and here are the settings. You got bookmarks and histories and helps and save pages, and let's look into the settings. You can turn the images off and on. You've got that turbo mode. Mobile view, full screen mode, zoom. That's where you can set the how close in it will zoom. The password manager, accept cookies. I will delete the history and delete the cookies and delete everything I can possibly delete as to show you kind of the truest representation of how fast this might be. And now we'll go back here and actually browse for something. And let's go to everybody's favorite site, shall we? Oh, am I going to spell this in one try? Look at that. Unfortunately, the keyboard doesn't bring up a little .com. You got to spell out com, but, you know, I can live with that. Whatever. This is not running on Wi-Fi right now. This is running off my 3G signal, which is actually pretty good here. None of the AT&T complaints that you hear everybody screaming about in larger areas. All right, so the page is starting to load, and that's really not that bad. Rendering's not horrible, though you do see it kind of compresses everything. It compresses the text and the headlines. That has to do with that 200% zoom rate. If you lower it, and I think we'll do it here in a second, if you lower it to say 140 or 100 or something, everything will expand a little better and look a little more normal. I can live with that. It's not the end of the world. Scrolling is fairly smooth. I think if you throw more hardware at this, it'll probably scroll smoother. And I haven't tweaked this ROM. This is a custom ROM I'm running. I haven't tweaked it using a Malatesta speed guide yet. This is a new build for me. So conceivably things would get even faster. But that's really not bad at all. All right, let's take a look at the zoom function. We'll take it back to 80%. You'll see what I'm talking about here. That's a little more normal there. And it's kind of nice you have that option. But let's take it back to 200% just because. You'll notice I don't have turbo mode on. For whatever reason, I just didn't. I haven't noticed any real difference in running turbo mode and not running turbo mode. It's supposed to compress the pages and just make everything quicker. I don't think it's a full-on proxy like you get with Skyfire, and we're not going to show this with Skyfire because chances are you've used it by now. But let's take a look at the all-important acid test. This is acid 3, the most recent one. And the numbers were actually a little surprising to me. Well, let's see here. 26 out of 100. If you don't know what an acid test is, it's basically a quick little test that browser runs to see if it follows all the rules of HTML and see how well it renders pages. Look at that, 100 by 100. Again, it looks a little weird there. I think that's because the zoom thing. I haven't retried that yet to make sure, but you know, it hit 100 on 100, so there you go. Now let's take a look at Opera 10 Beta versus the iPhone browser. This is an iPhone 3G, it's not a 3GS, but you know, it's still pretty darn quick and about the best as you can get in browsing these days. So let's pull up WM Experts on both of them and see what we got. See that it does remember your history, so you don't necessarily have to type in something every time. Obviously, most of us have probably used an iPhone by now, so we're familiar with the Safari browser, which absolutely is still the best out there. And scrolls quite nicely. A little more fluid than what you're seeing on the Tilt 2 there. Alright, so let's scroll them side by side, and it's comparable. It's not, you know, Safari's better. Let's face it. You'll see there on the iPhone you do double tap to zoom in. With Opera you just have to tap once. And then a little zoom out button will appear on the bottom left. And that's kind of nice. It'll take a little getting used to because I'm used to double tapping on everything, so if you see me doing that, that's why. Scrolling's not bad. The refresh is certainly a little better on the iPhone, but I think I can improve that. And remember, this is a beta. This is not a final build of Opera 10, so we'll expect things to get a little better. There are the bookmarks. Nothing, crazy there. Go to opera.com just to wrap things up. And hopefully we'll see this coming stock on ROMs in the coming months. I'm very impressed and really no reason why you shouldn't go get it. All right, see you later, guys.